Y'all, I don't think you realize how stressful it is living on the road, for one. Um, but there's so much planning that is involved that it's just, I am so tired. I'm so stressed. Like, I've got a headache. And it's like, I'm trying to plan. I'm trying to plan for. So we're going on vacation. So we're leaving North Dakota and we're going to go on vacation before we head back to Georgia. And so I got to plan for 15 days and on top of boondocking for a couple of days because it does take approximately, well, when you have with kids and stuff and dogs, it's going to take about like 3 days to get back home. That's how long it took to get here. Anyway, so just boondocking alone, you're trying to prep for if you don't have power, because there's just some places that don't have hookup. Granted, I know, like, if you stop at Love's gas station, they'll have a hookup, full hookup, which I'm so thankful they do. But if there is one thing you take away from this video, is pre-planning, pre-planning, pre-planning. It just makes everything easier on a stressful trip. And I'm having to plan for not only vacation, but also boondocking until we get home. So we're going to be going to Glacier National Park, Yellowstone, and Grand Teton. So having to plan for that accordingly, because for all those that do and have been to national parks, at some national parks, there's just not a lot around there. And even especially if you just go to the Midwest period, sometimes you could be driving for hours before you get to the store. So pre-planning, make sure you have food, make sure you have water, just the necessities. There are some things like I'm having to, obviously besides food and water, but like even like just the vitamins. So before every big trip, I always make sure that my kids have like elderberry, gummies or syrup, whatever. Vitamin C, I try to boost our immune systems before we go anywhere. That to me is key, especially if you are hitting up any kind of park. Like, yeah, you going to Disney World, I'm taking some vitamin C before I get there, because you're going to be around hundreds of people. So that's just something that's important to me. But anyways, like, I'm so stressed, guys. I'm so stressed. Like, just cut, like, my list of things that I wrote down, because I can't think to save my life. Like, so I already went through the fridge. I still got to kind of go through it, that kind of stuff, because when you are traveling and you are in an RV, and if you've ever seen an RV going down the road, it's like ba-bum, ba-bum, ba-bum. It's like sit on the back of the bus, like everything in there is gonna go jumping up and down. Anyway, so you want to make sure everything's lightweight, no glass, in the fridge. If you have canned goods, I always make sure I put it down on the bottom of the pantry. So I did that. Check. Okay, meal prepping. I still haven't quite done the meal prepping yet. That will be in the next 3 days. I did grocery shop yesterday. I still got to pick it up today, actually, when my husband gets home, because he's got my vehicle, so I can't do it right now. Which brings me to the other thing. So, another key thing, that if you are traveling and you are a newbie, or this is just one of your first timer, whatever, I always make a key to service your vehicles. Like, because we've been on the road for a while, I know it was time. We need oil changes. We need to change the tires. So my husband did need new tires for his truck. Like, the tread was like, there was no tread. And he actually like took it to 2 different places here in Williston, and like he just had just a hard time. The first place, well, both of them actually don't even go by appointments, and then they were like, when do you want to bring it in? You said it wasn't by appointment, so it's gonna be first come first serve. We're gonna get there in the morning. But anyway, so like right now, obviously, like I just said, he's getting his truck serviced. We had to take it back to the same people before, so this is the 3rd time the truck's going in, because now he's got a vibration with the tires. If you hear shaking, my washing machine's going. I'm sorry, guys. So anyway, my wipers need to be replaced. I did that just a little bit ago. Fluids change, fill all that up. Anyway, so I did that. Let's see. Organize the compartments. So I did do that, me and the kids, a couple of days ago, because it doesn't matter how organized you are when you have kids, when you have dogs, just in general, just kids, they're going in and out of the compartments. They're pulling stuff in, pulling stuff out, and just stuff somehow just seems to go everywhere and nowhere where it should. So we went and did that. I still have one more compartment to organize. Anyway, so putting things away, we still have not done. That will be usually in the last 2 days because obviously we're still using stuff. Service vehicles, check, we already did that. Making sure we have enough hygiene items. I know that I am getting low on some stuff, and like hairspray and stuff. I know I need it. I don't know about other people, but I need hairspray, and especially in the Midwest, and it's so windy. So, and I can't stand my hair in my face, y'all. And for those that know me, I'm gonna use hairspray. But anyway, yeah, just make sure you grab your stuff before you leave and before you hit the road, because like I said, if you're going out to the Midwest, it could be hours before you find a store. Like in Williston, people drive 2 hours to get to this Walmart because it is the only Walmart in a 2-hour radius. So, and it's usually packed. Anyway, let's see. Snacks for the road. Oh my God. I done spent, when I grocery shopped, and I'm not even done grocery shopping because I had to shop at 2 different stores because obviously there are so many people that go to these few stores. Obviously they run out really fast. Anyway, so yeah, I spent like $500 and I'm not even done at the other store. So, but once again, that is $500 for 3 weeks approximately. And that is with just a little extra, just because I did have to buy, obviously, like I said, some snacks because you are going to a national park. And if you've ever been to a national park, you're going to be spending all day out there. And I wanted to, like I said, to meal prep. So I'm going to be making, obviously, breakfast and lunches, in some parts of the meal for dinners. That way it just makes things easier. It just makes things easier. And at the end of a long day, the last thing you want to do is cook. Anyway, snacks, clean car out. Yeah, so I made the kids do that one because that car was dirty. Like, there was just stuff everywhere. Like, how I don't even know how the car gets so dirty. It was like disgusting. There's just toys, there's like cereal, clothes, socks. I don't understand how it gets so dirty, but it does. So, obviously, when I go on a trip, I want a nice clean car that I can drive in, and it just feels better. You enjoy it more. And plus, when you spend so much money on a car, you want it clean. Okay. Anyway, and making sure, especially if you have dogs, I always make sure that I have treats, dog bags, and I have like a little travel size bowl for them for like water and stuff, especially if we're going in and out of the car at gas stations, and when we walk them, obviously they're going to be thirsty, that kind of thing. So I always make sure I have that on hand. But like I said, I'm tired. I am tired. I'm tired. I'm tired, guys, but it will all be so worth it. Like, I am so excited, guys. I'm so excited. Like, I know I don't show it, but I am excited. I have always wanted to go to Glacier National Park. I've always wanted to go to Yellowstone. I'm excited, guys. Anyway, all right. Love you. Bye.